Hello everybody, I'm Dupree and welcome to another video. So in this video I'll be going over some more Rust news. This might potentially become a series on my channel. I would then release a video every Friday or some other day in the week if you guys prefer some other day. And I would in this video every week bring you guys the latest Rust news from the whole week before. In this video I will start off with the biggest news and then go over to the smaller news to the end of the video. So today I've got 10 pretty big things to talk about. So first of all, I want to talk about the fact that they're currently planning to replace the structure components. Megan Tupper has been working on the concept for this for a while now and has finally come up with something presentable. Yesterday he released these photos that I'm showing you right now. So all the different structure components will consist of 3 different stages when you build it. In the first stage you will have all the basics of the component built out, with the frame and such. Then in the second stage it will start to get a little bit closer to done, pretty much half done. Then in the third stage and last stage you will have a finished structure component. This is all to make the building aspect of the game a little bit harder and more time consuming. I've also got an additional idea for this as well. Implementing a hammer and nails together with this would fit great, I think. You would then have to use a specific amount of nails to build each wooden component. And for the metal components, maybe a welder would fit good as well, since you can't use a hammer and nails together to build a metal component. But this is all just a concept for now, and they're laying out the basics of the puzzle to figure everything out if they were to implement something like this into the game. So for now they've got no models finished, only the concept pictures that I've been showing you. So to the next thing on the list, which is the new wooden shelter models, which also only has gotten to the concept/idea process. Megan Tupper has made the concept images while Gary has made the 3D models. And in my opinion some of these sketches seem a little too big. Some of them look a little bit too much like a big house. The wooden shelter should be kept small to be something that could be your first build before building a complete house/base. It should just be something small that you throw together with a couple of planks. But even if not all of these would fit too great as a wooden shelter, they are however great ideas, and if they're not going to be used for the wooden shelter models, maybe they can be used for something else. They might be something to keep in the back of the head for later on. So the next thing on the list is fallen trees. This has not been talked about a lot, so for now I can just speculate a bit and tell you guys what I think about it and how I think it should be implemented. Right now, all we know is that they're working on it. To what extent, we don't know. However, when they do implement it into the game, I think it will add a lot to resource gathering. The fact that the tree falls down to the ground when you hazard it makes it so much more realistic than just noticing that you're not getting any wood anymore from the tree, or if you were to get a message saying that the tree is empty. Maybe with fallen trees, they should also make the trees a bigger role in the resource gathering. I mean, who is conveniently leaving all these wood piles across the island? Santa Claus? I mean, it's not really realistic wandering around gathering wood from wood piles. I think that in the future we will see them removing the wood piles and just letting the trees replace them. Because, as we all know, Gary has stated that he wants the game to be as realistic as possible. But enough of all the wood, let's talk rocks. Tom Butters has been working on new rock models. Not the kind of rocks that you gather metal, stones and sulfur from, but the rocks that are just part of a landscape. On the 21st of February, Tom made a couple of images public of a couple of rock models that he has been working on. But if you watched my previous videos, you've already seen those and want some new images to look at. So here you go, on the 26th of February, Tom posted another image. It's looking really good so far, and I think that when we get those into the game, the landscape will be so much more beautiful than it already is. But that's all for models for today. We're now going over to the implementation of gamepad/controller support. This is something that they want to do. They have also luckily stated that they will not be compromising the interface looks or the usability with keyboard and mouse to be able to implement this. And at this time, Rob Davis has got some great examples of what the inventory system and UI will potentially look like. This is all without compromising anything for the mouse and keyboard users. Also, something that they want to think about is having items that can store multiple things inside. So just think about a tin can that you can store things inside. You would then somehow open it in your inventory and get access to multiple more inventory slots. This is also something that Rob is demonstrating in some of these images. And when it comes to the crafting interface, they want to make it easier to see what items you can craft with your current resources. When you can craft something, it's green, and when you don't have enough resources to craft an item, it will turn out red. And the next two things on the list is the option to change your in-game field of view with some kind of a slider in the options menu. And they also wanted to add the option to adjust or completely turn off head bobbing, which is something a lot of players has brought up, and I know that some of you will be very happy to hear about this. Also, Gary and his team has brought up the fact that they wanted to have the option for players to join friends through the Steam friends list, which a lot of Steam games has the ability to do. At the moment, the only way for Rust players to join friends is to join through the Friends tab in the in-game server browser or by manually joining the server using the netconnect command. And now to the very last thing on the list, which is something I know that a lot of players has brought up in the forums, as well as other places on the internet. The option to remove misplaced structure components. This is something that a lot of people crave, because if you place a wall or something like that in the wrong place, you'll have to use explosive charges or grenades to destroy it and place it elsewhere. I also got a good idea for this that I've gotten from the forums. They could implement a sledgehammer that would only work efficiently on your own structure components and would destroy a wall in just a few hits. This sledgehammer would be pretty expensive to make and would maybe break quite fast as well, so it would only really be good for destroying your own misplaced structure components. But that's all for this video. If you want some more news, then watch my previous video in which I talked a bit about some news that I left out of this video. Also, if you enjoyed the video, then leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next Rust video.